George, that wind this weekend was really picking up around the area. Are we going to see any more of that this week?
No, none of that. Not quite as windy. Wow. Yeah, it did contribute to a few of those wildfires getting a little out of control here yesterday, especially inland. None of that, but that was a rush of some air that brought in some cooler and more dry air. And with that cool air around, there's possibility of frost here in West Michigan. 13 weather ball remains green. We have seasonable temperatures foreseen for at least much of the rest of this week. A few high clouds here and there, but another blue sky, sunny day, minus the strong winds all the way from the coastline all the way into the inland areas. The current temperatures are very similar. They're up into the low and mid 60s. They've cooled off a bit into the upper 50s right along the Lake Michigan shoreline. Dew points, though, have been dropping. They're in the 30s, and when winds go calm, this is a very good indication late in the afternoon to see almost how cool it could get overnight. But the winds are going to be up a little bit tonight, so we will not quite reach those dew point low temperatures. We've had a few high clouds across the area, but of course, all eyes are on Milton. As we talked about at the top of the show, Category 5, most likely it will weaken a little bit as it heads toward Florida later on this week. Meteorologist Blake Hansen is going to come up with a complete scenario for that later on in the newscast. But we've got clear skies across the area with high pressure controlling, and that's going to keep us dry for the next several days. Very little chance of seeing any rain. We're going to take you through the weekend. See, all the showers are well to our north and east. This is on Wednesday. Clear skies once again. Lots of sunshine again and dry weather on Thursday. You notice the high is moving away from us. Got a little weak cool front that's trying to come through here very late in the day on Friday. We'll see partly cloudy skies, and then over the weekend some cooler weather. Also may mean some lake effect rain showers, but I think they'll stay offshore, so we'll continue to stay dry. In fact, if you look at our precipitation model, very late Friday night before Saturday morning rolls around, there could be a sprinkle, but there's pretty much goose eggs all across the board. Temperatures are going to be pretty seasonable from the 13th through the 17th. Our average highs are in the low 60s by that time in that 5-day period. But the dry weather continues all across much of the country, including right here in West Michigan. For tonight, it will be mainly clear. A couple of high clouds early on. Temperatures in the low and mid 40s, as warm as 48 along the lakeshore. Up north, you'll be in the upper 30s along US 10, around 40 Fremont and in Greenville. Here in the greater Grand Rapids area, we'll stop around 40 to as warm as 43 there in Battle Creek. 13 on your side forecast. Basically dry for the next 7 to 10 days. It might be a little bit of frost in the morning on Wednesday. I think it's more likely on Thursday morning. As that weak cold front comes through on Friday night, it'll get a little bit breezy out ahead of that and then cool off a little bit again over the weekend from the upper and mid 60s all the way down to around 60 early next week. After a very windy Sunday, the winds have calmed down considerably today. It's also brought in some cooler and drier air, dry enough that later on this week, possibility of some frost in the morning. Right now, the 13 weather ball is green. No change to the seasonable afternoon temperatures foreseen under sunny skies. Lots of sunshine this evening for Whiskey and Daisy May. Going to give the green paw this evening as temperatures fall into the 50s and then eventually into the low 40s, but lots of clear skies expected. And the clear skies are courtesy of high pressure off to our west. All of the scattered showers from Sunday afternoon have stayed well off to the north as there's some cooler air coming in off of Lake Superior, producing some lake effect rain showers. But we've got that high pressure way back here in Iowa that's going to stay to our west next couple of days as that drifts overhead here tomorrow night and again Wednesday night. There's a possibility of frost both of those nights. Upper 50s there in Ludington and in the UP. We're at 63 here in Grand Rapids, but generally 60s across much of the upper Midwest. Between now and the weekend, we have very little chance, if any at all, for some rain. You saw lots of sunshine here tomorrow, lots of clear skies tomorrow night with that light wind, and then clear skies also with sunshine on Wednesday. As we head into Thursday, that high moves right overhead and then to our east, so Thursday morning is probably the best chance for some widespread frost. And over the weekend, we'll see some clouds roll in on Friday. There's a small chance of a shower very late Friday night, early Saturday. And then on Sunday, some lake effect rain showers will stay offshore here in West Michigan. So we'll see just a very cool day coming up on Sunday. And as you might expect with that kind of weather pattern, very little meaningful rain across much of the state of Michigan. This is through Friday night, and you can see even over the weekend, most of the lake effect rain showers will be down around South Bend and toward Fort Wayne, but really nothing that means anything here in West Michigan. After we get through that cool period, temperatures are going to warm back up from the 15th through the 21st. Average highs are in the upper 50s to low 60s, so probably 60s are a good bet, maybe even a 70 here and there, but much of the country still seeing higher chances for less rainfall. For tonight, mainly clear skies. Will stay in the low and mid 40s, north half of the lakeshore zone, mid and upper 40s on the south half. To the north, upper 30s to around 40, even 41 in the Fremont area. And here in the greater Grand Rapids area, generally clear skies. Overnight lows around 40 to the low 40s. 13 on your side forecast. Overall, the dry weather pattern continues for the next 7 days. Mid-60s, which is seasonable, right on through Thursday. A little warmer on Friday, but breezy before that cold front slides on through. It'll drop us from the mid-60s over the weekend back down to around 60 the following Monday. So we're going to get a chance of some frost and maybe some freezing temperatures here in the next week.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that just to make sure our plants are staying healthy throughout that possible frost, George. Thanks so much. Certainly feeling a little bit more like fall, really nice fall weather, George, but I heard you say something earlier that we should be looking out for this week that I wasn't ready to hear yet until we get closer to winter.
Definitely a chance of some frost later
no.
this week. It has happened to the north over the weekend. Growing season has ended along US 10. We still have plenty of growing season yet here in southern lower Michigan. 13 weather ball tonight is green, so no change to the seasonably but cooler weather pattern foreseen. Today's highs pretty close to our average high of 65. We made 64 here in Grand Rapids. A little warmer south, a little cooler north. Only 59 in Ludington, made 67 there in Kalamazoo. Came within our target range. We've done that now 8 days in a row. Only 3 misses here in the past 30 days. What we have seen a lack of is rainfall. This is the rainfall since meteorological fall began back on September 1. We're over 3 inches below average here in Grand Rapids despite our 1.32. This is that rainstorm that happened. Most of that came in about a 5-hour period here in Muskegon County. Even north, over 3.5 inches below average for the season in Traverse City. Similar across the UP, even though they had some showers here Saturday evening. Not much down here in lower Michigan. Now there is the potential for some frost. Not tonight. We'll drop down to 42. Possible tomorrow night. That would be Wednesday morning. More likely on Thursday morning, Wednesday night, but still these are above the freezing mark. Our average first day of a freeze here in Grand Rapids is October 13. Last year it was very late by 10 days, October 23. High pressure controlling our weather pattern right out here in Iowa. That's going to keep all the precipitation at bay for the next several days. We may see an increase to some high clouds later on this week, and that would be during the day on Friday, but very little chance of any meaningful rain. We can see that on the precipitation forecast. Maybe late Friday night before daybreak Saturday, there could be a sprinkle of rain. After that, lake effect rain showers are going to stay offshore, I think, later on in the weekend and early next week. So it is going to continue to be dry. And that was indicated last Friday with our week 3 and 4 temperature outlook. This is for the latter days of October through November 1. Higher chances for warmer temperatures continuing here in the Great Lakes region, and higher chances for less precipitation as well. No area of the country has higher chances for cooler or wetter conditions. Tomorrow, another beautiful day, lots of sunshine, a northwest breeze picking up in the afternoon, low 60s to the north. This is a couple of degrees warmer than today, but virtually the same, mid 60s Muskegon, Holland, and South Haven. Northern areas, low 60s, maybe even mid 60s there in Greenville with lots of sunshine. Here in the greater Grand Rapids area, we'll be up around 66 to 67. 13 on your side forecast. Average high is 65. We'll be very close to that the next 3 days with that frost possible Wednesday morning and more likely on Thursday morning. A little bit of haze out ahead of the next front on Friday. It warms up to 72 Friday, then cooling off a little bit over the weekend back down into the mid 60s and only around 60 about a week from now.